How we doing, guys? Hey, whenever I first recorded this first video for Tug, I had said that I wanted to make them 15 minutes long, and I had the power issue, and it just didn't work out for a first recording. So I lost track of the time. I actually ended up going to about 27 minutes. So what I did was I split this video into two parts. We have part one and part two. And I hope that you will enjoy that. Also, I wanted to touch on a couple other things that I didn't get to mention. One of those being that the background music that I am using in my videos is given to me by a friend, and he said that I could use that to put into his or to put into my own videos. So that's what I've done, is I've put that in. I think he has his music up for free download if you want to. I will put the link in the description. Please help support him if you like his music. And I think that's about it. There was just a few things that I wanted to cover that I didn't get to mention whenever I first did my recording. So sit back, enjoy the ride. Hope you enjoy the Tug coverage that I'm going to be doing from here on out. And again, the next video I will try to keep it to a 15-minute set. But enjoy these next two parts. Thanks.
Okay, welcome guys. This is actually take two of me recording this video. It was the strangest thing. I started recording, and literally about 2 minutes in, all the power in my house went off. Computer completely shut down, corrupted the file. What a mess. Okay, so let's get back to what I was actually saying. This is Samko, and I am going to be covering Tug. This is Tug. Yay, look at Tug. Isn't it pretty? It's very pretty. Okay, I'm going to be covering Tug. I'm going to be doing 15-minute videos that I'm not going to edit. So that's going to be completely raw footage. I'm going to throw some background music in there, but maybe some overlays. But I'm not going to be chopping out any of the video at all. This is because I want you guys to be able to learn with me as we learn this game together. I've been playing this game for about a day now. I got it yesterday. I've been watching it since it was still in Kickstarter. And they just now this month in February opened it up to where you could get into the beta, what they're calling beta, but it's actually alpha version 2. Game's $20 for you to be able to come in and start playing it, post on the forums, help them to work out any quirks and kinks in the game that you find. Just let them know what you think. All that money is going obviously to Nerd Kingdom to help them to develop this game. And the important thing to remember here is this game is completely made from scratch. They are building their own engine, own graphics engine, own physics engine, everything. There were some pre-made engines that were out there that they had thought about doing, but it kind of tied them down and they didn't like the idea of being restricted. So they decided to start making their own. Anyway, this is a world that I generated, single-player world. Right now, to be able to build, you have to be in creative. In survival mode right now, you can't collect materials to be able to build. That is, I believe, earmarked to change for this month. So, end of February, beginning of March, I think we're going to see to where you can actually collect materials in survival mode and be able to build. In survival mode right now, you can collect some raw materials, but it's just for crafting, basic tools, picks, axes, hammers, swords, things like that, and even those are your basic stone tools. So either way, game is extremely fun, extremely pretty. I'm looking very much forward to covering all of the aspects of this game for you guys, and us to be able to grow together as we watch Tug come to life. So let's just dive right in. The world is completely voxel based, so that means that you can actually dig away the ground. Now if you notice right now, it's just digging away squares. Now this is going to change also in the further development, to where whenever you take and dig away this ground, it will be more of a smooth opening. So if you like look at the terrain, you can see how it's not all blocky like that other game. I'm going to try not to mention Minecraft too much whenever we're talking about Tug, but it's kind of impossible considering that Minecraft was the inspiration for Tug itself. So anyway, this is all going to get smoothed out at some point to where it's going to be more natural looking whenever you're going in and digging away. So that being said, there's some videos out there. Azzy does a really good video. He does dev interviews, I think about once every 2 weeks at least, once every 2 weeks, where he kind of, you know, feels the pulse of Tug and kind of figures out, talks with the developers and the community coordinator, and decides to tell us what it is that's actually going on with the game. Also, I've got a lot of probably got a little bit of background noise going on right now, but I will try to keep that to a minimum as much as I can. Anyway, so with those videos that are out, they cover like you know, what's going to be going on in the game, what are the next benchmarks that they're working towards, what have they achieved, highlighting those individual bits and bobs. And there's a lot of focus on your character and you know, combat, you know, survival, those types of interactions with the world, which are fantastic, and everybody is very interested in that. But what I am primarily interested in is building. I'm a builder. In Minecraft, I was a builder. In Tug, I'm going to be a builder. I love building farms, machines, large builds, towns, things like that. I really enjoy doing that. So that's what I'm going to focus on the most right now, is just the building aspects. And I figured the easiest way to do that was to start a project and have you guys follow along with me as we build up this project. If you can notice, it's starting to get a little bit darker here. Since we are in creative mode, you can go ahead and enter in commands. To open up your command line, just hit enter. You can put in \help. It'll bring up some information as far as, you know, some basic commands that you can use. We're going to use the times command. So /time, and it says that it's in military time. So what I typically go with is 0800, and that typically is a good brightness level to work with. Then when it starts to get dark again, then we'll just go ahead and enter that command in again. So this is right where we spawned in at, in this world. So this is like the original spawn point. And I've just played with this game for a little bit, so I'm not a master at it at any, you know, by any stretch. I've just got some basics down so that we can actually walk through and learn this together. So this is where we spawn in at, but I have gone ahead and started a project. If we walk around here, oh, it's a little bit too steep for me. There, if you can see it coming out of the jungle there. This is the project that I've started. We'll go on over. You can notice that whenever I highlight over some of this stuff, you can see the rock is kind of gray, and then I highlight over it. That's just indicating that I have that item selected. Also, those are typically items that you can interact with whenever you're in survival mode. A rock this size, you'd need a hammer of some type to be able to interact with it, so you could get rid of it. and it would drop some building materials for you. So here we go. This is what I have built up so far. Now, if you're like me, the first thing you're going to notice, you're going to say, what in the heck is going on with this? Well, let me get up here. That right there. Right now, the way that the game code is set up for textures bleed into one another, and that's to help the world appear smooth, and to give it a gradual effect as you're transitioning from one texture to the next. Works great in a natural environment like the ground and caves and whatnot, but when you get into building, it kind of looks like crap. So I could definitely see some of those things, being very useful. Like this here, I started to put down this gravel path, and I really like the effect that it does with the bleeding into the grass around it, so it makes it look more natural. So I could see with some of the natural blocks like gravel, dirt, sand, things like that. I guess things that are kind of granular or have a kind of a grainy texture, I could see those doing the bleed and it looking very nice, and them leaving that in game. But I wouldn't want this here where the cobble is bleeding in with the brick, or this here where the wood is bleeding into the brick. That does not look very attractive. And I'm sure that I know they're gonna change that in the future. To bring up your inventory, so that you can select an item to all the items that are in game currently, so that you can pick one to build with, just hit I. I'm gonna go with this here. Little tooltip tells me gravel. I'm gonna drag it down. This grass here in my tray is there from, well, it actually says it's green hills. It's a different texture for grass. That's there because I actually picked it up whenever I dug it from the ground. So I want to replace that, so I'm just going to put the gravel on top. I pick up the green hills, and I'm just going to click someplace just out into the open, and it's going to go ahead and delete that for me. So hit I again, close our crafting menu. Left click to place. Oh, actually no, I'm wrong. Right click to place. Left click to dig away an area. So I'm going to go ahead and put down the beginnings of a path. Go ahead and finish that up. So we'll continue the path back here in just a moment. I'm going to lead that back to over where we originally spawned at, because hopefully I will be able to keep this world. Probably not. Not really that worried about it if I can't, but if we can keep this world, then I'm going to load it up and put it onto a multiplayer server for a few other people that I know are interested in playing the game, and this could kind of be like our spawn location. So here we've got torches, cobblestone. This is actually moss-covered cobblestone. We have some stone bricks. These are ash wood planks. And this is gravel. So that's all the materials I've used so far.